Today, I'm starting an incredible journey, building a miniature European-style playhouse entirely from clay, brick by brick.
The first step is preparing the clay. I need to remove air bubbles and make it perfectly smooth for molding bricks. Adding just the right amount of water is crucial. Too much and the bricks won't hold their shape. I've prepared enough clay to make about 500 miniature bricks. This will take patience, but it'll be worth it.
Each brick needs to be identical. I'm using a handmade wooden mold to keep them consistent.
After hours of work, I've molded over 200 bricks. Now comes the waiting game. They need to dry.
These bricks will dry in the sun for 2 full days before they're ready for firing.
After 48 hours, the bricks are bone dry and ready for the kiln. They're fragile now, but firing will make them incredibly strong.
I built this simple kiln from clay and river stones. It'll reach temperatures hot enough to transform these fragile bricks into something permanent.
The firing process takes about 8 hours. I'll keep the fire going all night, monitoring the temperature.
Morning finally comes. The kiln has cooled overnight, and it's time to see if the firing was successful.
Perfect. The bricks are hard as stone now. The clay has been transformed by fire into something that will last for generations.
I've got 487 usable bricks. A few cracked in the kiln, but that's normal. Now I can finally start building.
I'm designing a classic European cottage style, steep roof, arched doorway, small windows.
For mortar, I'm using the same clay mixed with a bit of sand. It'll bind the bricks together permanently.
The first brick is always special. This is where the dream starts becoming real.
Building the foundation requires precision. Every brick must be level, or the entire structure will be crooked.
I'm checking each brick with a homemade level. Old school techniques, but they work perfectly. The foundation is complete, perfectly level and square. Tomorrow, the walls begin. Day 2 is done. The foundation is set, and I'm ready to start building upward.
Day 3 soon. It's time to raise the walls. I'll build them one layer at a time, letting each layer set before adding the next.
I'm using a running bond pattern. Each brick overlaps the joint below. It's the strongest traditional method.
Some bricks need to be cut to fit perfectly. It's tedious work, but attention to detail makes all the difference.
As the walls rise, the little house starts taking shape. I can already imagine what it'll look like finished.
My back is reminding me I've been hunched over for hours. But I can't stop now, I'm in the zone.
I'm adding steel reinforcement rods for extra stability. Even though this is miniature, I want it built to last.
Hours blur together when you're focused. The walls are now a foot high of crease, halfway to where they need to be.
The walls are almost complete.
For the steep European-style roof, I'm creating a steel frame first. The clay roof tiles will rest on this.
I need about 150 tiny roof tiles, each one shaped by hand to create that classic overlapping pattern.
Attaching these tiny tiles requires a steady hand. One wrong move and they'll slide off before the mortar sets.
Working on the steep roof is tricky. I have to reach carefully without disturbing the tiles below.
No European cottage is complete without a chimney. This one's purely decorative, but it adds so much character.
The ridge cap seals the roof peak and adds a finished look. It's these small details that make it feel authentic.
The main structure is complete. It's actually starting to look like a real cottage, just in miniature.
I carved this little door from scrap wood. A coat of natural stain will make it look like aged oak.
I've created working hinges so the door actually opens and closes. Functionality matters, even at this scale.
Window boxes will eventually hold tiny plants. These little touches transform it from a model into a miniature world.
A light wash gives the walls that authentic, aged look, like the cottage has been standing for decades.
Real moss around the foundation makes it feel like the cottage has been here forever, settled into the landscape.
Hand-carved shutters that actually fold open and closed. At this scale, every millimeter matters.
I've hidden tiny lights inside. When they're on, it's alive. I've hidden tiny lights inside. When they're on, it truly comes alive.
In a few weeks, real grass will grow around it, completing the illusion of a miniature world.
Looking inside this little world I've created feels magical. It's like peeking into another dimension.
Final touches. A tiny bench where imaginary residents might sit on summer evenings.